YouTube, this is Cover 2 Credits, and today we're going to be reviewing RWBY Season 4.
Volume 4.
Season 4. I refuse to call it a volume.
Alright, because it's not a book?
No.
Okay. Now, we're a little bit split on this one, I believe. This would be, and correct me if I'm wrong, this would be what I would consider a rebuilding season.
I would consider it a filler season.
Can that be the same thing?
Sort of.
Okay. Now, Kevin is a guy that watches a lot of anime. I, however, do not. So, that might be where our differences lie in the way we're looking at the season. I don't know. Okay, if you're watching this video, we're assuming you've seen Season 3. Because there are going to be spoilers for Season 3 in this video. After the end of the arc of the first 3 seasons. To me, that's one giant arc. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Well, yes. Okay.
It isn't, but the culmination of everything that happened from Season 1 ends at the end of Season 3.
Yes.
With the fall of Beacon and the deaths that occur.
Yes.
And things like that.
Okay. I agree.
To me, Volume 4, Season 4, the reason I say it's rebuilding, it's because you're dealing with everyone dealing with those deaths. The fact that the place they were calling home and where they all met is destroyed. That they know there's a larger entity baddie in the world that a lot of people don't know exists. And that they're all kind of trying to find their way to the next place. Whether that's Haven, where they all end up, or Yang in dealing with the arm, or Jean dealing with the death, or...
Well, that's pretty much, this whole season in a nutshell. And one of the things that I liked about this season was you get all of the backgrounds and all of the stories from all of the characters.
Especially ones you hadn't gotten before.
And they also do... You get a lot of character building, you get a lot of world building in this season. And my problem is that's all you get. The entire season is world building and character building and nothing else. Which, like I said, to me, those are things that you need, but instead of like, you know, have a lot of really crappy movies will do an info dump right at the beginning to explain what's going on. Like, 10,000 years ago, this happened and empires fell and things.
And dinosaurs roamed the earth.
And now things happened. And it's like, okay, info dump. Well, to me, this entire season was an info dump. Which, like I said, is fine in a nutshell. And had they taken all of these stories and scattered them throughout the first 3 seasons and maybe, like, made their episodes a little longer, maybe made more episodes, and sort of built these stories up as they went along, I would have less of a problem with it, and I would have probably enjoyed the whole thing a lot more, because world building and character building are things that I really enjoy in media.
So let me get this straight. No, I'm just asking. So in theory, are you saying this feels like we have to get everybody to Haven?
Yes.
Let's just talk about whatever we need to talk about to get them there.
Yes.
I get that.
My problem, like I said, I don't have any issue with any of the stories they told during this. Like, they go into different characters' backgrounds.
All the characters' backgrounds,
build up,
minus John.
They build, like, the romantic relationship between the crazy hammer chick and the fat Asian guy.
Nora and Ren. Yeah. Nora and Ren. Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
So they do that, and that's fine. And then they go in the backstories of Yang, and they talk about Yang and Ruby's mother. And they build up the world more and talk about, like, the different gods and goddesses and
well, to me,
what their powers are and how magic used to work.
There are 3 main things that you get out of this season. Crow telling them all the stories at the campfire. That's one. The Yang getting information about her mother in the arm and dealing with her getting over all of that. And the third one would be Weiss's father and the military stuff going on, that you see like the stuff behind what's going, and then like the fact that everybody's building into Haven. Oh, and Ozpin, the whole thing with him being in the kid's head.
Well, there's also the what's her name?
Who?
It's Son and the
Blake?
goth chick, Blake, and the whole White Fang thing and her parents.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, like we said, each person gets a thing, but to me, you know about the White Fang because we knew she was involved. You didn't know her family was involved. So to me, that wasn't as much as a surprise. But like finding out more about Ruby and Yang's mother, finding out more about how the gods worked from Crow, and finding out Ozpin's randomly now in a kid's head. Bigger story than finding out that Blake's family was involved in the White Fang. Granted, they're equal. I understand, but you know what I'm saying. Like that wasn't a surprise. That was not a surprise to me.
Also learned random factoid. What do they call them? Like their affinities? Is that what they say they are?
No, semblances.
Semblances. That was another thing that they always just happened, but they never actually explained, and they finally explained it in this season. Because apparently they needed filler.
And kind of cool ones. Ren can make people invisible. They kind of go grayscale. I like that effect. That was kind of cool. I'm trying. I mean, some of the other ones we already had seen.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, point is that my issue with this season isn't the stories they tell. It isn't the backgrounds they bring in. It's the way they did it. Like none of what was happening was bad. The writing wasn't bad. None of it was bad. They constructed the whole thing in a way that didn't set right with me.
I didn't have that. I mean, I understand because we'd had all these kind of overarching things going on with the smaller stories up to now. To me, the overarching thing in this one, I guess, would just be everybody going to Haven.
Yep.
And, I mean...
Yeah, like I said, my main beef was I watched all these episodes and my thought was, so when is this season actually going to start? And then the season ended before, like, right at the moment where I was like, oh, something interesting is going to happen now, and the season's over. And
they almost play it up like the big thing going on is the boy with Ozpin.
Yeah.
Because that's early. And then, like, he leaves his farm. And then at the end of the whole thing, finds Crow. So, like, they almost play it up like that's the big overarching thing. But that kind of doesn't play up that way.
Yeah, like I said.
I will say this. We do find some really cool Grimm in this season.
Yes.
They fight the dragon on the boat. There's like the horsemen that they fight in the city. That was really weird. Just a lot of other...
Give it your rating.
I enjoyed it. We also find out a lot more about Salem's crew, which is a kind of a big deal. We haven't seen, other than Cinder, we hadn't seen or dealt with any of the other lackeys. I don't know. Like, to me, it's gotta be. To me, it's like an 8 because I like the character building. I like the world building. I'm okay with the fact that it didn't have some big, huge, overarching story because it was the journey that everybody had. They probably should name this whole volume Journey. That would make perfect sense.
I'm giving it a 6, mostly because I just don't like the way it was done.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like all the stories, like all the characters, like everything that they did.
It was a little just the format.
I thought the fight scenes were a little lacking this season. But my point is, I just don't like the overall, well, we've got all of these things to tell and all these different things going on, so let's just all jump them into one season, wrap a bow around it, and call it good enough, and then we'll start with something interesting next time.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I was surprised we didn't see what was going on in Haven while everybody was going to Haven. Other than... the little clip with the headmaster that you never did see, but you saw the guy there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I enjoyed it. I understand his qualms. I don't think, well, pseudo qualms. It wasn't like you were mad at the story. It was just kind of the way they had to format everything.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next season. Mainly because I think it'll be another growing thing, and it looks like everybody's going to be back together. Like always... if there's anything you guys want us to see or want us to review, we got probably a book review coming, hopefully, maybe multiple. Probably still going to try to see some movies. I've heard Atomic Blonde is really, really good.
Mm-hmm. I want to see it.
I do too. And, yeah, so, I mean, follow us on Facebook, or like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Post anything you guys think you want to see from us on there. I'm trying to put things up on Facebook as I see them. Bunch of new trailers from Comic-Con this last week. Put them up on there. Anytime I see some cool art or some screenshots from something, I put it up on there. It's always at Cover the Credits on everything. Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Mm-hmm. And until next time.
Thanks for staying to the credits.